Welcome back to TL's Hobby Center. Today we are doing a quick build of an Airfix project, and it's a Volkswagen Beetle. I'm gonna do something a little different, since this is kind of like it's a form of Lego, but it's not. And we're gonna do a custom build to make it look like the Bumblebee movie, Bumblebee, which is Beetle mode. So I think it'd be fun to kind of make this kind of look like that from the Transformers movie, Bumblebee, and just kind of have it as a fun display piece. I mean, I'm gonna end up definitely weathering it. So I figured it'd be fun to make this kind of look like a movie car, and I figured what better car than a Volkswagen Beetle. It's simple and it's fun, and everyone has a story from their childhood or parents that has had one of these, and just a fun car all around. But yeah, let's get in this thing, see what we got, and we'll assemble it and kind of go from there, and then build it and see what we can weather. So let's go. Alright, got this thing opened up, and it's honestly pretty simple. There's a total of 32 steps to get this thing together. So we're probably gonna build it possibly. We'll probably have to throw the windows in. We're just gonna build this thing completely. This is the bag of stuff you get to build the Beetle, and you just get your instructions and you get the windows, and it looks like headlights too. So that's really all there is to show you. I mean, I don't really know what else to go for, but other than to build it. So let's build it, and then we'll figure out how to weather this thing. So let's go. Alright, so we got this all built just to get a rough idea of what we're starting with, and it's honestly pretty simple. A lot of this I can just pretty much pull back apart if I have to get any fine detail in. Mostly wear down the interior a little bit, darken it, all that fun jazz. Bumpers, I have a chrome paint. We'll paint them chrome, but also make them look like they're rusted. There's a few different ways you can do that. We can do some salt and stick it to this, but first we have to paint it like a brownish rust look. The stickers I left off until we're done. The taillights I have to kind of, make look like like they're broken lenses or stuff like that. And I have to do a lot of weathering around everything, make it look like it's been sitting for a while. Interior, we'll have to darken it. I don't know if we're going to do any tears or we're just going to make it dark. It's kind of look like how he looked from the junkyard scene. I might end up respraying the yellow. Well, we'll actually keep the yellow. I'll actually give it some character to have a different look. As you can maybe tell, the front door is dark or lighter, or like not as yellow as the front plastics, and like this piece on the dog leg is what we call it. Stuff like that, and maybe try to give it like little dents, stuff like that on the fender possibly, or something like that. I'll have to see. So I'll just bring up a picture of what we're going to try to make this look like right here. So let's go and get this thing scuffed down, sealed up, and we'll figure out what to do exactly. So we're going to pull the glass out, we'll obviously pull the interior back out to darken it, weather it, and all that. And yeah, not really sure how to start on this, but let's go and get this thing figured out and go from there. Alright, so we're getting into the weather, and I've been dabbling around to see what I'm going to do. Best thing I found were these two colors, and one is actually called rust, and the other is a bronze. And I'm already making a mess. That's fine. So this one is just called flat brass, and this one is just flat rust. They are Tester's model paint, and you can definitely get different kind of reducers, but I mixed up just enough. That's all I'm going to need for the whole car. As you can see, I just kind of started dabbling around to see what I can do. Not fully where I'm stopping here yet, but I added a little bit of body to it, is what we can call it, to kind of make it look like it's a little bit more 3D. So we're trying to make the rust look like it's thick, kind of deal. Not fully rusted through, but has a little bit of density to it. So we're just gonna go ahead and dab around, dry up. We'll see how this turns out. You don't want nothing to be completely uniform. You want it to just kind of be subtle, and just kind of keep dabbling around. Like corners, I like to make a little bit thicker with rust, because you look at an old car most of the time these days, it's usually building up in the corners, around edges, stuff like that. Like, you don't want a whole lot, but you want enough to show, like, yeah, it has some age to it. So that's what we're going to try to do here. And I'm just lightly dabbing around windows, especially back in this area on Volkswagens. They tend to be a little bit more rusted out. We'll do window edges. I just seen one that had a little bit of rust around the windows, a little bit more like that. And some back here on the valence, and then especially on the hood edges too, they tend to get a little bubbly. So the metallic actually makes it look like it's a metal too, so it's not just leaving like a flat brown color. So it's kind of doing what I wanted to do at the moment. Just keep dabbling. We'll do the back edge of the hood too. Do a little bit more up in here, kind of wash a little bit off. dabble on the edge, a little bit more right here, a little bit back here, over there too, just some in the center of the hood because rock chips, you know, just little spatters here and there won't hurt. On the edge. That's looking good. Again, this is all preference too. I'm just trying to make this look like it's been sitting in a barn for the last 40 years. And just trying to give it some characteristics. On this side, I didn't start doing completely yet. We're going to make it a little bit different than the other side. Do like a little bit more heavier rusting up top. We'll go on the edging here. Alright, we're coming down to the final stages of this build finally. It's just been a little bit of a process because I haven't really had too much time to be working on it, but don't you worry, we will here soon. I just gotta get some of the shoe polish out of it, so that way we can weather up the there we go, that works. So that way we can weather up the dirt that he's sitting on, make it look like oil stains. Alright, so this part can get a little messy, which is fine. So what we're going to do is just going to kind of dab around some spots with the super glue. I'll just do a little pinch, sprinkle it right on top. I'll make that one stay. We'll do a few other spots. We'll do like next to the tires. Put a little bit of vegetation in there. Dab it in. A little bit over here. Okay, now we have some weathering, and this is, I'm not sure exactly how to say it, but it's Abteilon 502, and it is dirt and sand pigments. So it's to help weathering, and I'll show you how to kind of do that here in a second. I'm not the best at it, so don't judge me, because I'm just kind of learning as I'm doing it, because this is something I don't do quite too often. We're going to be using a few different pigments. We have some earth style pigment, which is another brand, Huge Miniatures. And then these are the two from the dirt style, and this is a Gulf War sand, and also have a desert sand that's a little bit lighter in different shades. So we're just going to sprinkle them on in different areas. And you can do this either with a clear coat, which I did with the bug, and sprayed it in some spots with an airbrush, and it was enough to kind of control it. But here, we're just going to apply it with super glue. And these should just kind of pop up. I'll show you how they work here in a second. Well, here we go, y'all. We can officially call this bug a wrap, you know, so we can get the bug out of here. But sorry, bad dad joke, I get it, it's fine. But I think this turned out actually really well. You could display this two different ways. You could display it without the car cover, or you can display it completely under the cover, halfway on like it is now. I kind of like it as a mix. The dirt didn't turn out too bad. Again, I'm still new with it, so I'm still trying to figure it out. I also figured out, like I did on this, if you put it on in a wetter spot, it looks like thicker mud. You could also add in like a metallic to it to make it look like kind of rusty looking too, which I also got something else, which I haven't tried yet. I tried on another project, but it's like a rust streaks, so you can dip it on, it'll run down, and it'll look like rust stain from years of sitting in the rain. But that's on another project. I'll try that on. This one, I'm gonna call it a wrap. The best I can get it. I got the interior all nice and weathered up, as you guys seen too. Well, yeah, everything's looking really good. I'm glad how this turned out, and can't wait to put this one on display. I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, let me know, and I'll try to get back to you guys when I can. And that's all I really have for you guys. I hope you guys appreciated this build, and you know, just keep on building like I always say. Well, guys, we'll catch you on the next one, and keep on building. Thanks for watching.